Hi, Will from Music Tech here at the AES convention in New York with Fady from SSL. Fady, what have you got here?
We got something really, really exciting. We're calling it Origin. It's a brand new SSL analog console, and we are previewing it for the very first time at AES New York. The idea of this product came from years and years of our clientele saying, we wish you could have done something like the old 4000. Wish you had that layout, that ease of use and quick and easy workflow that product had. And of course we've been working very hard on all the hybrid products.
Of course.
And that has its place, but we realized this was definitely something that needs addressing. So this year we've rolled out Origin, and the idea of Origin is a pure analog workflow system.
So what does that look like exactly?
What that looks like is a 32-channel mixer with 16 track buses and a main mix bus.
Okay.
So each of the channels on the Origin have been redesigned from the ground up. So really we're not looking into taking our super analog heritage forward. This is a brand new design.
Okay.
And for example, it's all a discrete transistor-based system with modern FETs.
Okay.
Because a lot of those old components really don't exist anymore.
So the integrated circuits you would have had back in the day.
That's right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Aside from the fact that they're not very friendly to the environment, you can't make them anymore. We basically had to go to the beginning of designing our own modern FETs for that.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And so what's on the input then? What do you have for mic ins now?
So we've got a brand new microphone preamp we call PureDrive.
Okay.
And again, it's a transistor microphone pre. It's based around the e-signature channel strip, which is a beloved modular channel strip that had amazing drive and bottom. So when you engage that mic pre, it's got a lot of headroom and it's got a very, very low noise. But when you engage the drive on the microphone pre, you engage that harmonic circuit from the e-signature channel, and that creates all those lovely harmonics and really wonderful punch especially on the bottom end.
And what are the other new things on this then? Because it looks like there are certain familiar bits and pieces. It looks like we've got an E-Series EQ on here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the E-Series black knob, also known as the 242, was probably the most well-renowned and most beloved EQ that we've ever had. So we decided this is what we have to put on this again. So because it's right there. A couple of the really nice things about this is if you're a digital workstation user, the high-pass filter that's on the EQ was meant to be able to be switchable not only to the main input. So typically a digital workstation user is going to bring in the signal from the microphone pre. They can choose either the large fader or the small fader. If you use the small fader, you can then assign the small fader to the direct out. That is going to be your A to D converter, typically.
So you're setting the level going into your Pro Tools or whatever.
Without losing the playback of the Pro Tools here.
Okay.
So then you could choose zero latency monitoring, but where the filter kicks in, you can have the filter engaged into the small fader. So a lot of times you might have a lot of very low end frequencies that may not be a great idea for your A to D. Typically they will steal a lot of the A to D's gain, headroom.
Okay.
So taking off a little bit of 20 hertz on the bottom, 30 hertz on the bottom, usually means you're gaining a lot more input signal, more usable input signal for the A to D.
What else is new on here then? Because it looks like there's a new arrangement in the center section. It looks like there's different things going on the groups. Can you talk us through those very quickly?
Absolutely, yeah. So the groups are available in this section right here. So this is the small matrix that you see here. Essentially what you can do is you can say, I want to take this channel, I want to assign it to one of the groups. When it's blinking like this, it hasn't been assigned. Simply select a channel. Now you notice that there is a dimmer blue light, and it's basically telling you that it's assigned to a bus.
Got it.
If you decide, all right, you want to know what is this bus assigned to, if it happens to be assigned, let's say,
Okay, so all of the channels with that assignment will just show up.
Exactly.
Got it.
Without necessarily needing a number of buttons at the top of the console.
So that saves your back.
It saves your back. It also saves your console.
Right.
Because you have so many switches on every channel, the amount of potential failures comes down astronomically.
And then this center section as well, it looks like, is that a 19-inch rack width?
Yes, this is where some of the obvious cleverness comes along. So for example, this master section is 19-inch. It can actually be moved up here. Maybe a keyboard can be placed down here, or a control surface, let's say.
Or a favorite piece of outboard, say?
Or a favorite piece of outboard gear, like what we've done over here, is we put a 500 series rack, and we put our Black Series dynamics right into here.
Okay.
So basically anything that is 500 series can then essentially be slotted right in.
So there's no dynamics on the channels themselves?
Other than the bus compressor, no.
Right, okay.
There are no dynamics.
Okay.
So you could also consider the listen mic compressor. There's 2 listen mic compressors on this.
Okay.
Those are also usable compression channels.
Okay.
But other than that, those are the only dynamics that come with the desk. Yes.
And are there any other fun things you can do with having the small fader as well? Like, can you use parallel channels or anything like that?
Sure. For example, you can return the insert return to a parallel channel over here. So you could do live mixing. You can mix wet versus dry. For example, that's something that's very nice. You could simply take two large fader. That button essentially does exactly that, and provides a secondary mix return for the insert. So you can blend that with the dry return over here for some parallel processing. You could also split the channel completely, so if you want to mix 64 channels wide, you could do that.
Wow.
You've got independent insert points, so if you're somebody who likes to take everything out of the DAW and they want to apply different pieces of outboard equipment, you could do that 64 channels wide on this desk.
Wow, okay.
And you can also take the fader into 0 dB, which takes it totally out of the console. The only gain adjustment is what the DAW is feeding it.
Because there's no automation on the console itself. These are analog faders, right?
These are analog faders, yeah. If you do want automation, we do have a solution with the Sigma.
Okay.
The Sigma Delta is essentially
that's VCA
a rack
automation,
of,
right?
they're
digitally controlled.
They're super analog, digitally controlled faders.
Yeah.
So they can be inserted, and you can do some automation, for example, on these groups over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, we've got to ask the question then: how much is this going to cost, and when can one obtain one?
This is going to list US for $49,999.
So who are you aiming this at? Who's the user for this?
Basically, everyone who's ever wanted a 4000 in their home. That's one. Of course, anyone who is also in the educational channel,
right,
who's looking for a simple signal path, and of course, all of our digital audio workstation users that specifically go to a recording studio to spread their mix across a beautiful desk and add various pieces of outboard equipment. This is who we're targeting it at. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, Fady, thank you very much indeed.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Cheers.